Welcome to the podcast where we speak truth, illuminate power, and fully embody who the fuck we are. This is the Light Warriors Unleashed podcast. We are all about spiritual evolution, spiritual growth, talking about the things that may be controversial, even some triggering concepts, but we are all about expansion. Come on in and join us as we reclaim and recenter ourselves in the power of who we really are. We are the Light Warriors, and welcome to the revolution. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 116 of the Light Warriors Unleashed podcast. And this is going to be a little bit different of an episode. And you can hear the dogs in the background potentially. There's a lot of circus happening in my life today, but I decided to go live onto Facebook and Instagram earlier, and I recorded that live on Zoom. So you're going to hear me talking live in the space of this conversation today. But I felt like the messaging that was coming through me was so potently aligned that I wanted to serve it out on the podcast and have it here on this infrastructure as well. And this is about claiming the life you want to live and being all in for it and releasing the excuses and stop diluting in the potency and to step the fuck in. And it was a powerful transmission that just hit. And I am so grateful that I get to serve you guys here with it today. So with no further ado, episode 116, Light Warriors Unleashed podcast. I am on Zoom here. I got Instagram up here. I got Facebook right here. I got a message to spread into the world apparently today, and it's coming in hot. And I just wanted to make sure I was on all the platforms so that I could bring it into the world. Here on my iPad are going to be knee deep in this. I'm recording it for my podcast as well. Hi, everybody over there on Instagram. I'm having a good time moving energy through right here. I want to say hi. It has been a hot minute since I have been live. I haven't been live on any platform for other than teaching programs and leading masterclasses and stuff for a long time, like publicly live in the world. And I just want to say firstly, hi, happy calendar new year is what I call it, because my personal new year, and I tend to follow more of the astrology new year. There's a lot of truth into that space that is not the reason why I'm jumping on today, but I have got lots to say. And there's a message that was coming in hot this morning for me to share with you guys that I wanted to record into a podcast this week. I wanted to record into this live on Instagram. I wanted to record into the live right here on Facebook. And I am not a technician. Okay. So like, you should see how this is set up, and it is like a shitstorm over here in the space of everything, but just taking ownership of that and ownership of all the things that are moving through the collective energy right now. And I have been having this aha moment this morning. So I woke up this morning and I'm in this space of like, desiring this aspect of my world. I'm calling in bigger levels. I'm doing the work. I'm moving the energy. I'm expanding the stuff. And my mentor said to me this morning, as I was chatting with her and like speaking into this energetic field, she said to me, you need to claim this and walk around in its power and not sit on the sidelines and pretend like it's happening or think about that it might happen, or it would be kind of cool if it did happen. You've got to step up and claim this, and you've got to step into the space and take ownership of this energy and literally be like, this is done. 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 And it brought this conversation up in me to be like, how many times in our life do we desire something? Do we want something? But we don't claim it because we're scared as fuck to claim it, because we don't know if it's going to happen. So if we tell people about it, then it's like, well, what if it doesn't happen in the space of everything? So we keep it shut, and we kind of go around things, and we tiptoe around it, and we like silently hope in our space that things are going to transpire and things are going to happen. And most of the time it doesn't, because of the fact that we lack potency in the connection. We lack potency in the space of this like literal thing, because we're scared as fuck. We're going to let ourselves down. We're scared as fuck to say it out loud. You know, we're scared as fuck to be like da 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 into the field of awareness, because of the fact that what if it doesn't happen? But the only way that we're going to be able to move this through into the field and into the collective is to claim it, is to put the energy behind it, is to potently step up in the space and have the audacity to say, 2025 is going to be my $1 million year, or have the audacity to say, I'm creating $50,000 a month this month, or have the audacity to say that I will fit into those jeans by June, or have the audacity to say, I will start up the business and it will be X, Y, and Z. Have the audacity to say that that program is going to sell out.
have the audacity to say that I'm going to start up this company, I'm going to move this through, and we're going to have this expanded cafe in the middle of nowhere that nobody thought could happen. I'm going to have the audacity to say that I can marry a billionaire. I don't know. What is it for you? But somewhere in your journey, you decided that you couldn't say that out loud, that you couldn't step up into the space, that you couldn't activate this in this potency field because of what will they think? Well, who's going to say that? Or what's going to happen? Or how is that going to transpire? And all the bullshit we say to ourselves consistently all the time to minimize, to dilute the fact that this is our desire. And if you feel into this, and if you really step up into this space and you get honest with yourself, you're going to be like, fuck, she's right. Because this morning, when this landed in my field, here's what I said. Fuck, she's right. She's right. She's right. She's like, you got to walk around in that power all day long and claiming it and owning it and claiming it and owning it and claiming it and owning it. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to claim it. I'm going to own it. That today will be a day that will set the tone for tomorrow. That today, the work I do today and the energy I do today and the stuff dropping in intuitively today that I'm going to take action on are going to be the expanders opening it up. Because here's how energy works. You make a decision and you decide, I'm all in. This is what's happening. This is what I want. This is what I desire. And you go and you back it, right? You step behind it. Then all of a sudden, God's like, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, she wants this. She really wants this. They really want this. This is what they want. They're claiming it. They're holding it. They're telling me every 5 minutes this is happening. They're in it. They're in it. They're owning their power. They're stepping up. They're communicating. They're moving it through. Okay, what do we need them to do? We need them to do this, this, and this in order to make that happen. Okay, let's drop it into their field. God's talking to you. Hey, you should make that post. Hey, you should make that call. Hey, you should send out that email. Hey, you should do this. Hey, you should do that. And you hear it. It comes in and you're like, okay, I'll get to that later. Yeah. I'll get that done later. Yeah. Okay, I hear you. Yep. We'll get it done somewhere along the line. When God's like, look, girl, you just put a command out into the energetic field demanding this to come into your field and you're holding the space, but you're not fucking listening. You're not listening to me. I'm giving you the gift. I'm telling you what to do. I'm telling you, make the call, step up, send that DM to that person, make that post, go live on 3 platforms. Well, 2 technically and 1 for the podcast. Go live on 3 platforms. You really want this and you desire this? Go live. Yeah, go talk about it. Go talk about it in the field. Go step up into this space. You're claiming this, right? This is what you want. You're claiming this. Then start to take action. And our human goes, wait a second. I'll get that done later. That'll be a Monday thing. I'll start on Monday. When you're like, God, I'm asking for this thing and, I need to pay this debt off or I got to get that thing or I really desire to have my health in check in order and and it's like, we ask for it, we claim it, but then most of us don't act and we don't take action behind it. We don't step behind it in the potency of that light to be like, fuck, that's the thing. It's right there. That's what we asked for. It's right there. But then our human gets in the way and the excuses come up and we make decisions that are like, well, I just got to get the rest of my to-do list that I had written down 3 months ago that half of the fucking shit on it is no longer relevant. It's no longer relevant in your spaces of things. It's no longer relevant. And it's like we commit to shit that no longer serves us all the time. I forgot to give a disclaimer to this podcast episode, to all the things here, but it's coming in hot for us to feel. It's like right here, right? And it's like the life you desire to live is yours. It's yours already. It's yours. The universe, God, your guides, divine wants you to have it. But it's us as a human that keep fucking it up. It's us. It's our lack of security. It's our lack of feeling safe. It's our diminishment of our light. It's our excuses every single day. It's us playing in the matrix of energy thinking that that's important when God's like, yo, it's time to act. And you're like, I'll get to that later. But we've got to claim the energetic field. We've got to step up in the space to say, this is transpiring and I don't know how it's going to fucking happen. You're not in charge of the how. The only time you're in charge of the how is when it drops in to take an action. And then you move. And then you move again. And you make a post again. And you step up and you send the email and you create the landing page and you move through or you go talk to your boss or you send an email to that client. That's your job. And every day we claim an energy and we step up. Now, some of you are claiming a life that you actually don't really want. Every day you're sticking behind the same storylines and you're holding the space of that storyline that no longer is serving you at all. We are lacking potency in this life. We're lacking potency, all of us, because we're shit fucking scared that it'll work. We're shit scared that someone's going to say something to us if we lean into our truth. We're scared of what other people are going to say when nobody's living your life but you. And it's like, if you start to really feel into this, you're like, fuck, she's right. I'm not trying to be right, although I am trying to be right because of the fact that this message came in hot. And whatever way you take this into your field today, if you ever decide to do something, you're going to be like, this is it. We ask for it. We believe it. We hold it. We do the work around it. We're here. We're worthy of it all. And then God drops it in and says, here, take action this way, or here, do this. Then we take action. And that's how it comes to life. Where most of us are missing two of these key pieces, the potency in our desires and then the action. We're missing these two things. Some of you are like, oh, it'd be really nice if, it would be really amazing if this happened today. It'd be really amazing if that transpired today. And yeah, it would be really amazing. It would be cool and it would be nice and it would be this. But I'm not asking if you want a nice life. I'm asking if you want to live in potency in the life that you actually want. And that's going to take releasing excuses. And that's going to take movement forward. And that's going to take for you to drop all the fucking stories and for you to release your victim and step up into the fucking space and make a change in your world. And sure, it's going to be fucking hard. Some days it's going to fucking suck balls and not in the great way, like, not in the good way, right? It's going to suck. And then one day it's going to suck less. And then the next day it's going to suck even lesser. And that's the job. That's the mechanism. That's what's coming through. Guys, I've been knee deep in work lately. Now, I mean personal work. I'm talking about the fiery fucking work that you want to avoid, but you know you can't, because if you're calling in $1 million year this year, you've got to change some shit. Because if I didn't do it last year, something's got to give, right? And it's like, I've been knee deep in this and I'm like, where's my mindset? What am I thinking about? What am I claiming every day? How am I locking in this potency of energy to shift in the mechanism that I want and to show up in the version of me that is creating that kind of wealth in my life? She changes the game. She's different than she was making $100,000 a year. The game changes when you move into different infrastructures. Priorities shift, the who I hang out with shifts, the energy I hold shifts, how I move through life shifts, what I'm listening to shifts, how I spend my quality time with myself shift. It all changes. But most of us are scared to stop spending time with our best friend from second grade who's fucking toxic, but all she's doing is holding you back. I'm not saying you got to leave her on the sidelines. I'm saying, what is your energy field saying to you? Can you hold being there? Maybe it's pulling back certain things, or you got to up your protocols, because every time you come home from that session with her, we'll call it, you're fucking drained as fuck. Oh, but she's been my best friend for 20 years. Dude, I get it. I get it. I'm asking you if you want what you desire in life. That's what I'm asking you. And I'm asking you if you're willing to claim it. What if for 30 days you were in? And you were in it for 30 days and you're like, I'm fucking doing this. I'm getting rid of the excuses. I'm changing the way that this vibrational alignment lands in my life. I'm moving with a different coding. And what if after 30 days, your whole life shifted? I threw out an offer into the field yesterday that you give me 30 days and you align with me in this, shit will change in your world. You know why? Because shit's changing in mine. And I've proven the model out and I'm like, oh, now I get to teach it. This is fucking great. However, excuses are left at the door. We do the work inside the space. We step up and we align the fuck out of our energy field and we believe as fuck in the movement and we shift. And we take action when it drops in and we move it through and we release the timeline of all the things that we think are real and we step up into the space to own it. And every day we're here. And we shift shit. Yeah, it's going to take some work. Your freaking mornings are probably going to change because right now you're working the Lemmingville. You're getting up, hitting my alarm, grabbing my coffee, having a shower, doing my thing, and we're working that way. And some of you have mastered your mornings and you are amazing at it. So I want to give you credit for that. Not everyone feels this way. But some of you guys, life is leading you. You are not leading your life. Life is leading you. The shit that's happening is leading you. The stuff that's transpiring is leading you. We're coming up to decisions in our world. We're seeing a vast, vast opening here for possibility that we can either play in the timeline we want or we can keep going backwards because there's technically no staying the same. If everything is energy, which you can actually measure under a microscope, that every single thing in our life is energetics. Wow, I'm sweating up a storm over here for some of you guys that can see it. There's no filter here on Facebook for those of you guys on Facebook, so I apologize for my sweat stains in the space of all of this. But everything is energy. You can measure that by scientific proof. You can put it under a microscope. You'll see the particles moving. Everything is energy. So if that is true, then we cannot stay stagnant or the same. We literally cannot. It defies the law of science or whatever fucking law it is. Okay. I'm not a scientist, nor do I ever pretend to be. So if that is true and we're not moving out of our stuff and moving forward, whatever that means, it doesn't mean that you're headed upward. It could be that you're just here. If you're not doing this, then you're going this way. And if you're not learning and integrating and moving through and taking the hits and actioning what is coming up, you are literally rebelling against your innate blueprint plan. And guess what happens then? Struggle, chaos, lack, scarcity. Would you like me to continue? Some of them could add your own layer to this because you're driven by some insecurity in your life, thinking that you have to stay here when you're actually being called into other things. But us as humans have been conditioned to stay here, to grit it out, to not step up into the space, to diminish our light, to sacrifice ourselves, to suffer. Suffering is not an actual fucking thing. We created it as humans, and we are holding this imprint hostage, some of us in our fucking field. You can make a decision today to let go. You can. You can decide right now, listening to this. Some of you are watching the replay. Some of you are watching this live. You can decide right now to let go of the shit that's happening in your world and to say, I'm fucking done. And I'm changing this. I'm claiming this life here. And whatever God says to do, I'm going to take an action. I'm going to reach out. I'm going to meet the people. I'm going to get in my fucking car. I'm going to drive to the grocery store when he says, go to the grocery store. Because you don't know who's at that grocery store that you're going to meet. If you're desiring to be in a love relationship, if you're desiring to meet different connections, like Costa Rica here is like, you don't know who anybody is. And you could meet a multi-fucking billionaire who's changed the world in the fucking BM, which is a grocery store here, in surfer shorts with no shirt on. He just came from the beach and he's fucking full of sand. You don't know who the fuck these people are. You don't know why you're being called to the grocery store. So why are you limiting yourself? Well, my to-do list says I need to be at this location right now. I need to get this done. When half of your fucking to-do list doesn't even mean anything anymore. So I'm calling you forward today. This came in hot. I'm recording the podcast on this too, so I can multitask and not have to freaking record 500 million things. But I'm calling you forward today to ask you this question. When are you actually going to claim the life you want and do the work behind it? Meaning stepping in, moving through courage, speaking your truth, stepping up into the space and not settling. And I'm not saying you can't rest, and I'm not saying you can't have days off. That's not what I'm saying to you. I'm not telling you to go fucking hustle your way into the work. I'm telling you it's time to start to claim some shit and make life easier for yourself instead of all the struggle that you're in. For those of you that are like, fuck, she's so right. I'm calling you into a space. I have a few more openings left for this 30-day accelerated energy that I'm working in. You want to change it? Come and play with me. Send me a DM, message me. We can talk about it. But yeah, you're going to have to give up your fucking excuses to work with me because I'm not taking it anymore. I'm not playing nice any longer. It's not serving anyone. I'm still going to be nice. I'm still going to save animals. I'm still going to speak it into the world. I'm still going to show you my heart all the time. But I want you to win. I want you to claim that life and be all in. I want that for you. Now, the real question is, are you willing to give up this shit in your world in order to play? Because you're going to have to give up something. Most likely it's your excuses, and some of us aren't ready for that. Or the fucking stories, or the victim energy that we've been playing within. Fuck, that's a big one right now. Yeah, Tony's even saying it. She's like, fuck yeah. Right, Tony? Yeah, you ready to give it up too? Yeah, you've been playing victim as well. We got some work to do. So, where are you at, my friends? What does this mean for you? Feel it in your heart center and start to get really honest with yourself. Stop tiptoeing around the life you want and start claiming the life that you desire. And be all in with yourself. Be all in, go all in, do the things. Do it. Step up right through here. So that's my message today. I don't really have anything else to say. That came in pretty fucking hot, I'll tell you that. I haven't washed my hair in a week, so I just threw on my hat. Serving a purpose. I think it actually fits in with the mold of what I was just speaking into. So I love you guys. I'm going to click off of Facebook first to start and finish this live over there. Let's breathe. Yeah, Rosa, let's breathe. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Guys, I love you. You have questions about this, it's going to be in the feed. Throw some comments down. If I can help serve you somehow, send me a DM about this. I'd love to just like communicate about it, because I would rather serve you so hard in this space, even in the DMs, that you make a shift in your life, that this will transform for you. Because guys, it's time. It's time for us to be in this. It's time for us to move within this. I love you guys. See you soon.
Well, we know that you like the podcast potentially because you're still here listening to this actual audio at this moment of time. So all that we're going to ask is, can you please just help us share it out? Tag some friends, share it with a friend, help us spread the word, because each of us moving through together as we collaborate, as we move within this light warrior movement, helps each of us illuminate in lights. And we're just so grateful. I'm so grateful. The guests are always so grateful too, that you help us spread the word, that you help us really step into this space to be able to own all of our pathway. And we are just so grateful to have you here. And thank you again for listening.